Welcome back to the garage. It's been a while since I've posted, a couple weeks anyway. I've been really busy. We're going to finally work on an ATV and get something accomplished to put some content on the channel. And what we're gonna work on, I don't know if you guys can see behind me, is this guy right here. We're gonna get back on the YFZ450. We got issues with this thing. It dies on us when we're out riding it, and I'm pretty sure it's the carburetor, because when I went to start this the other day, it fired right up. Like I said, I haven't had time to work on anything because I've been building a clubhouse for my grandson, and hey, why don't we go just take a look so you guys can see what's been tying up all my time since the middle of April. All right guys, we're outside and here it is. This is a clubhouse that I have built for my grandson. He's not even a year old yet. He's 8.5 months, I think. I know I'm a little ahead of schedule, but I wanted to have this built because I've got kids of my own and I know how fast they grow, and before you know it, I'm gonna blink my eyes and he's gonna be at the age where he'll be able to use something like this, and I wanted to make sure that he got as much use out of it as possible before he outgrew it. And so this is it. As you can see, I built this thing from scratch. I put a nice little porch on it with an overhang. Got some steps on it. We got some nice double hung windows. I got one there. I also have one in the back. And you can see I put an overhang for the roof. And I also installed soffits, finished pine the front. I built this both basically with screws. Also, where I got the lumber for this thing is Facebook Marketplace. There was a guy a couple towns over who was building the she shed for his wife, and he built it on the property line. The city came and said, you gotta take it down. He was so upset that he didn't even want to deal with it because he had so much time and money into it. So I went over there and he gave it to me for free. And basically what I did was I went over there with my 16-foot trailer and I just cut the thing all up. All I wanted it for was the lumber. I got probably maybe $600 worth of lumber. I didn't use any of the plywood because I went with T111, which I think is much better for a shed or a playhouse, because it's already pre-painted and all you gotta do is put a coat of paint over the factory paint, and it comes out really nice. And as far as the roof goes, the overhang, that's also T111, and I caulked a lot of the joints to make it nice and tight looking, nice and finished looking. I also put vinyl. These are 4x4 pressure treated posts holding up the overhang, and I got the vinyl post wrap at Home Depot, so I don't ever have to worry about the kids getting splinters or anything like that when it comes to playing on this thing. I also put some plastic decking down, PVC decking or Trex decking, whatever you want to call it. I picture framed it, as you can see. I did a really good job at laying it out for picture frame. And we got the side over here also. I built this rock wall thing. My wife picked the grabs up, I think on Amazon. I don't remember what she paid for it, but I built the actual steps themselves, and it's pretty funny because now that I look at it, I had these things tight against each other and the wood is already shrunk. Now there's gaps. Pretty funny. Anyway, yeah, so I built that. We also got an outside kitchen for it, and what you do here is you just fill this thing full of water, and there's a little valve here so you can put water in here. And I guess this is to make like mud pies and, you know, act like you're cooking and all that stuff. So my wife also picked that up. I don't know what she paid for it, but I think that came from Amazon as well. And I had to assemble it all and hang it on the wall, but that's pretty cool. And I put it at the right height for kids. So when you climb the rock wall to get up here, I put a little entry door here, and you just can open the door and you have access to go inside this way. And I just put a little cabinet latch on here just to keep it shut so that, you know, critters and such don't get inside, which is pretty cool. All right, let me just I don't want this whole video to be about the shed, but well, this playhouse, but I just want you guys to see what I've been doing. So now you just walk up here, and I just put regular latch on here. So we'll open that up. And as you can see, we're storing some toys in here right now, but let me move this out of the way so I can get in here. And I built this platform, so when they climb in this window, they can get on this platform. The only thing I have to do left now is I just want to put like sort of a little safety rail on here so they don't fall off. And so they come in here, they can turn around, they can do whatever they have to do. They can climb down this little ladder I got here, or they can come down the rope. Let me try to back up so you can see the rope. And the rope goes to the floor, and I have it bolted to the ceiling and a 4x4. And these little plastic grabs will keep you from sliding down. And to utilize the space underneath the platform is a dry erase board so that the kids can, you know, my grandson and his friends or whatever can, you know, draw pictures on here and clean it off or whatever. We also put one of these little Tykes kitchens in here so that they can play with that. And we got this little turtle game here that they can play on the lawn, a little jumping thing here. And the windows, they open and close, they tilt. I got the windows for free from a contractor that we know, the wife and I know. And he took them in off a house. I guess they were brand new, but they weren't installed correctly, so he took them out and he replaced them with new, but they're perfectly fine for what we need. Actually, they're overkill for what this is, but they're nice. Glad to have them. And you can see how I framed it. I did frame it 16 on center. And as far as the roof goes, I made all these trusses myself. I figured out the pitch on the roof, and I forget what the pitch is. I don't know if it's a 3.5 or a 3.6. I forget what the pitch is. Anyway, I made these gussets, put these, I don't know if you want to call them truss brackets, but I made the brackets out of some plywood and bolted them up. And as you can see here, I could pull on this. This roof ain't going anywhere. And I put the roof on. I use architecture shingles for the roof. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll show you real quick what that looks like. So this is the roof. I put architecture shingles on it, and I gave it a little bit of an overhang over the fascia. I didn't use drip edge or anything, or any frost paper or for water damming, anything like that. There won't be water damming in this, or ice damming, because there's no heat. So it's going to be just as cold inside here in the winter as it is outside, so I'm not really worried about it. I did sand this down to try to eliminate splinters for the kids, and I also installed a rubber floor, and it's just they just snap together. And these are mostly used for like a gym, if you put a gym in your house, so the weights don't bang on the floor or whatever like that. But it works perfect in here. So again, if the kids fall coming off here, or they want to lay on the floor, sit on the floor and play in here, they're not going to get any splinters from the plywood floor. They're going to be on top of the rubber. So that's pretty much the inside. And I'm pretty happy with the way the inside came out. So that's it, guys. That's what I've been working on for the last, I don't know, 2.5 months. Every weekend. Like I said, I only have weekends to work on stuff because I have a full-time job. But this is what's been keeping me from posting ATV content. I'm glad I made it. As you can see the roof up there, because my grandson is absolutely going to love this thing, and he'll love it for years to come. And who knows, if I ever sell my house, it might be a selling point for a family who might be a potential buyer in the future. Who knows? Anyways, let's get back to the content. I'm going to pull the plastic off, and I'll come back when we're ready to get to the bench so that we can swap the carb over. All right, guys, the carburetor's out. This is the carburetor that I have. That seems to be in pretty good shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap all the jets over, adjust the needle, and all that happy stuff. All right, so we got differences here. So this is a factory carb. This is an aftermarket carb, and I've used these in the past. They're okay. For the factory carb, it's right here. It's just a little thumb screw, I guess you can call it that. And on the aftermarket, it's one of these that mounts to the bowl, and you can adjust it with a thumb there. And I'm pretty sure that's the accelerator pump. And there's nothing in there. Isn't that great? So let's pull this one off if we can. See what's inside of that. There is supposed to be a diaphragm in there, and there is not. So we're going to take the diaphragm out of this one. Also, if you see down in here, that accelerator pump's not even drilled out. So it's not even set up, which is also weird. Why is that? Yeah, it's not drilled out for either one. And we don't have that brass plug in there. I'm almost wondering if I should just change the this body out with this body. This carburetor just seems like it's not going to work for us. Alright guys, off camera I reassembled this. I'm going to try it the way it is. It's about all I can do. I mean, this carburetor is supposed to be brand new, so I'm going to try it the way it is. Anyway, here's my fuel adjusting screws that I bought, and there should be 2 kits here. There's the first one, there's the second one. They give you different colors. Anyway, I bought 2 because I have another YFZ out west, and I want to put one of these easy adjusters on that as well, so we can get done what we need to get done. And again, I pick up parts, sit on them for long periods of time before I get around to them. I don't know if everybody's like that, but I know I am. So what we need to do is we have to put the spring on, then the washer, and then the O-ring. And of course the O-ring seals it, so that's got to go on there like so. Now we screw it in. And I'm going to bottom it out. I'm going to back it out 2.5 turns. Alright, now I'm going to swap some lines over, because we're going to use these lines on this car, because you always want to have your lines on there. So the first one's going to go on there. And these are your vent tubes and all that. The second one's going to go on there. Alright, it's one set of vents. And this set of vents here has a keep on it for keeping them from going all over the place. So I'm going to screw that keep in right now while I'm here. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, I'm going to get a rebuild kit for this one over here. And I'll probably swap the mid body over. I don't know, the machining on this one's not that great. Maybe I'll just try to find an aftermarket performance carb, or maybe a factory carb that I can use. We'll see. I'll probably try rebuilding it though. I'll be able to pull that off, and then it goes on here. And then I have this one last line right here that goes here. And this one has a keep as well. So let's put the lines in the keep. And once you know, that vent is melted. So it's not venting. And that's not good. So that's a vent, that's not venting. Let's cut that so that it will vent. Alright. That might have been some of the problem. Maybe that's why I was getting airlocked. You ride it for a little while and it airlock up. Everything's tight, and I think we can just go and slap this guy on there at this point and find out if it's gonna run. Alright guys, after fooling around with this thing, I put that other carb on there. It was leaking. I started it. and it was just popping and popping. That carb is just no good. So I put this carb back on. I put the jets back in it. The main needle was on the 4 position. It should have been on the 2 position. I thought I had changed that, but I guess I didn't. So now it's on the 2 position. So that should be where it's supposed to be. It's not leaking fuel. The fuel is on, going to it right now. And I honestly think that vent tube being melted shut like that was the reason why this thing would stop running after a little while, because I think that the carburetor was getting airlocked. Anyway, let's start this thing up and see. I just put it all back together and let's see what happens. Choke on. Turn the key on. We're gonna start. Pull that in. Well, I don't know why she revved out like that. That was a little bit weird. I wonder if the throttle's stuck. Let's try that again. I think the throttle is out of adjustment. I think that was it, folks. I think the whole time it was that vent. Let me shut the key off. Causing all that problems. She's all back together, starts right up. I think we fixed the problem. I just need to clip that one line that's hanging really low, and I don't have any carb leaks. We're looking good, but I do have, I don't know if you guys can see it down there, I do have a leak. Let me see if I can come up through here. I do have a leak on that oil line. I think the O-ring is bad. It is dripping. So I am going to replace that right now. All right, guys, I replaced that O-ring. And I did have that O-ring because I have bought multiple complete engine gasket sets for YFZ450. So I did have one of those O-rings. I popped it in and it's no longer leaking. It was a short, easy job. I had to take that case saver off, and then there's just one 8mm, and there's one of those stainless steel alignment pins that are hollow that the O-ring goes around, and that was pretty much it. I didn't record it because I don't know, didn't need to. All right, I'm gonna take this off the lift, take it outside and wash it. All right, guys, all done. All cleaned up. Ready for the trails. Hopefully we won't have any more issues with it. I want to thank you guys for watching, subscribing, like, share, comment, all that stuff. I apologize for taking so long to put some videos out, but here's what it is. Life gets in the way sometimes, and this isn't my primary source of income or what I have time to do all the time. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Quick tune-up, and there's more coming. Thanks for watching.